And we're back.
We are back with another one.
Yes, sir.
Back
my name's Osagie.
And my name is Krys.
And this is Prophetic Foolishness. I put my shirt up because I had something on it. You just keep your chain. Bro,
I grew up in Florida.
Should have put it in your mouth, man. Yo, what's up, man? Welcome back. You know what I mean? It's your boy, Krys Osagie. You know what I'm saying? Same prophetic foolishness. You know what I'm saying? Same energy. Same delicious dish of what?
Discussion.
And we here for it, man.
Yes,
We're
sir.
excited you guys are tuning back in. Season 3 is off to a great start. We love the feedback. We love y'all been rocking with us. You know, This episode today is a big one.
It's a huge one.
For those of you,
astronomical. Yeah.
Huge, massive. I don't know. I ran out of words of thinking of
gigantic, wailing,
gargantuan.
Oh
boy,
that's a good one.
You got, you know what I'm saying? That boy got the
list.
Y'all know Krys smart. You know what I'm saying? My boy 2 degreed up.
You hit that.
My boy 2 degreed up. But you know what I'm saying? For those of you who have been listening to season 3, we told y'all that we got a lot of stuff coming on the way.
Lots of new changes.
You know what I'm saying? New things. And it's okay. You know, we want to evolve as a podcast. We got to grow. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can't stay stunted. You know, for those of you who haven't grown since 7th grade, I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? But us, we got to keep growing. You know what I'm saying? I feel like our podcast can't be the dude who developed quick and never grew.
We still in the genesis.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, bro. Come on.
Like, we
still
journey.
Our podcast still going through puberty. So, you know what I'm saying? We're literally still growing. And so we got a lot of cool things going, coming our way. For those of you who don't know, as of right now, we have been on Instagram. We've been on Spotify. We've been on Apple. And we've been on YouTube. We have now added a new platform.
What's the new platform?
We are now on Facebook. Yes, sir.
You know
what I'm saying? So if you now want to share this with your uncle and aunties, you know what I'm saying?
Reaching the more seasoned generation.
Hey, come on now. You know, it's a different arena. The young folk, you know what I'm saying? The young folk love the Instagram. But we got to get to the grown folk too.
Got to get to the grown folks.
Got to get to the grown folks, my boy. You know? So Facebook, we are now on live. If you're friends with us on Facebook, you can, you'll probably see us share or post some of these things. But you'll also see, if you just type in Prophetic Foolishness on Facebook, you'll see our episodes and what we post on Instagram. So we would love for you guys to share there too. Y'all got some uncles, aunties, friends, cousins who ain't got Instagram, who would love for them to be exposed to the podcast.
We want them to be able to have these conversations in their circles too.
Man, they need it too. On top of that, if you are watching on YouTube, in which we encourage, you might see that there is an empty seats in between me and Uncle Krys.
I wonder why that could be there.
Krys, we've been talking about the podcast.
About it,
and, like I said, we're a growing podcast. We're going through puberty, and you grow. You know what I'm saying? And so
you get taller, you get bigger, you get wider.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So the whole thing. So as a podcast, we definitely want to make sure that we are bringing correct voices. You know what I'm saying? Great conversations into this, and we feel like our new teammate who was vetted, amen. Okay, we went through the process.
Yes,
we searched and sought. Okay, we went up and high and low. We went wide and we went narrow to find who would be the newest addition
to the Prophetic Foolishness team.
The team, man. It's a solid team here right now. It's your boy myself. It's your boy Chris Henry, and it's our boy Jacob. And that's what we've been rocking with. But it wasn't complete, amen. Okay, it was going on to completion. So we have sought and found a new Prophetic Foolishness fam or a team member.
Yeah, it's gonna be the first voice that you hear on the podcast besides myself or Osagie.
The first one. That's crazy. Y'all been asking for someone new.
Yeah, so we're a year in and we're gonna add another voice. We think that this person is gonna add a lot of flavor, a lot of good conversation. They are going to spice things up, bring a new perspective, so that y'all can take that perspective and add it to your conversations as you discuss it with the Prophetic Foolishness fam. So without further ado,
introducing our newest member. Libby Cleaves. Woo!
Yes, sir.
So I want to give a little background for our good friend Libby. Libby has been a friend to myself and Krys for some time now, and so she's been rocking with the podcast. And even when we were thinking about some dynamic voices we can bring in. Libby was one of the names that came up, and we thought about it. We talked to Libby about it, and we feel like it's a good fit. So we want to introduce y'all to our good friend Libby. Say what's up.
What's up, everybody? My name's Libby. I'm so excited to be on the podcast. Honestly, I've been listening for the whole year.
Yeah.
I love Osagie, love Krys. These are my boys here in Austin.
We rocking. Yes, sir.
Yeah, truly. I'm excited to be here, y'all. I have some things to say.
Cool.
Hey, we're looking forward to it.
Libby has some stuff to add.
Okay.
So
Look, you don't gotta jump
some
straight.
seasoning.
Don't jump straight into it. Let them get to know you. You know what I'm saying? You coming in a little aggressive. I'm just kidding.
Okay. We're gonna talk about that.
Libby, tell them one fun fact about you, and we're gonna jump into the episode. Come on.
Cool. So, I'm probably the only Black person that you know who's ever been homeschooled. Yeah,
that's true. That's true.
Facts. If you are Black and have been homeschooled,
please comment.
Besides Cedric Shy.
First and last.
That's the only other person who's Black I know.
Full government
Yes,
names.
I need you to comment and let us know. Okay, cool.
Yeah. So let's get in.
But Krys, we gotta tell them who are we?
Yeah, who are we?
You
So
know
we are Prophetic Foolishness. We added is myself, Osagie, and now Libby on the pod. And this is a place where we talk about uncommon topics that might engage with the common person and give them a space to challenge the societal norms.
Ooh, yes, sir. That's what we're here for, man.
Yeah.
So, man, without further ado, man, we definitely have a delicious dish of what?
Discussion.
Oh, okay, let me see.
Okay, I learned my lines.
Okay, she knows her lines. Cool. Okay, she practiced. So last week, I think it was last week. Yeah, it was last week.
Yeah.
Last week we had a very, very spicy.
It was
Hot.
Like I said, like
super
chicken
hot.
grease, you know.
Jumping out the grease.
And it was so much so that we don't feel like we did it justice. Just talking about it on one part. So this is part 2 of do Black men need to stop marrying white women? Now, when I even say that, again, people's toes start to curl. People's
the adrenaline starts to rush.
Adrenaline starts to rush.
You start
like,
feeling a little sweaty, like, I'm uncomfortable.
It's a little different for people. But you know what I'm saying? The reason of the conversation is it's very, very much needed. And so I feel like we left off hitting a lot of places, a lot of points, hitting a lot of perspectives.
Yeah.
But I feel like now we have a different perspective coming from our good friend Libby. Yeah. So, I mean, we going straight in, man. And so overall, Libby, take us off, man. What do you think? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. What was your initial thoughts from the episode last week?
No, I love the episode. I love that y'all really tried to hit both perspectives.
She finna roast us. No, I hear it.
That being said,
no,
I thought it was dope. But I think that especially as a Black woman, I mean that question first of all, do Black men need to stop marrying white women? That it's not enough, like the answer of course is no, don't stop, of course not. We're not operating out of don't date a certain race or ethnic background. I think the biggest question too is why do we see the trend of Black men marrying white women? Why do we see the trend of Black women remaining unmarried, being the most unmarried or unpursued group of people globally?
Wow.
So that's more of the question that encompasses like the historical background and all the things that went into this.
I want to hit on the first question you asked was why do we see
the trend
of Black men marrying white women? Me and Krys kind of scraped it like on the last episode.
Yeah,
but
just touched the surface.
Just touched the surface. But I do think, and Krys, you can speak to this. I do think proximity and environment plays a huge part into the situation, into like where you're at, right? So for a lot of people around the time, depending on when they're getting married, honestly, I'll just speak for myself. Not that I speak for all Black men married to white women, but I grew up in the suburbs, predominantly white.
Yep.
I went to Texas A&M University.
PWI.
Hella white.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And at the time in which I was looking for a wife,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Danielle, my wife, appeared, which was in the majority of where I was at, in the circles that I was in. You know what I'm saying? And so I think that plays into the characteristic. And also, she was in the place where she was also serious about getting married. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yep.
I have a theory that I'm gonna share later, but she was in the same place where I was. I was like 20, I was 21, kind of like what you were saying last episode. Krys was like, "Hey, like I'm trying to get married. If someone's not on that wavelength, you're wasting my time. I'm not here to like casually date." And so I feel like that plays into a lot of situations where you see educated black men maybe in spaces that are predominantly white.
Yep.
And then like they're just dating around, because I guess as a black man, you have more of a choice than a black woman would, particularly.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like we can do the choosing. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
What you said too about educated black men. So I've been looking up stats. As a black woman, you got to look up. You got to do research.
Okay.
You know? So just statistically, for every 100 college-educated black women, there are only 35 to 40 college-educated black men.
Wow.
So we are and black women are the most educated group in the U.S.
Yes.
You said that.
We
love it.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
we got shout out to the black queens. Okay.
Right.
Shout out to the queens. That's great. But at the same time, so when black men are talking about availability of black women, I have to challenge that a little bit, because at the same time we are tripling your numbers, and yet we're not seeing the pursuit from black men.
So what you're saying is that like the fish are out there, but the fishermen
the fish is looking for a different type of fish.
Yes.
Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And I think that's the deeper question, because if the fish are there,
the
harvest is plentiful.
But
laborers
are
few.
The laborers are few.
And for that reason, we got to look at what the laborers are laboring for. And I think that has more of that historical component. That is where we have to look at Eurocentric beauty standards. That's where we look at what is seen as beautiful. And like we have to dig a little bit deeper. I think it's unfair really to say, this is my environment. I was raised in majority white environments. I have dated a lot of white men in the past.
No, wait. Stop. I just want to pause the episode right there. Just so we're clear. Libby, can you state your statement again, please?
I solemnly swear. I have dated white men in the past. Okay. So we have to look at availability.
So you too.
But we have to look at the availability. So that 65 to 70 black men who are unavailable to me. I have to fill in that gap too.
For sure.
So in some of what you're saying, in some of the environments that you've been in the past, you didn't necessarily have the access to black men, eligible black men by your standards.
Exactly.
Okay.
By your standards. Add that in.
Yeah.
I feel like what you said is a lot deeper, because I do think it's deeper than just black men not marrying black women, because you're right. Even if all the black men married all the black women, there would still be black women left out from the like educated pool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I hear you, right? Because I think it's also a false narrative that there are black men, all the educated black men are marrying white women. It does get amplified because we got educated black men, like in the actual majority, like, you know what I'm saying? Black men are marrying black women, like the majority of them, you know what I'm saying? But I do think it goes deeper. And the reason why the black women feel this is because the societal beauty standards that we like have been fed, right? So like,
what are some of those?
Man, I mean, I hit on it. Like, think of just like the little things, like makeup, like movies. You know what I'm saying? Like the lead actress. You know what I'm saying? Like, in like magazines, it's all like white women. Like, I mean, you can go to like beauty stores until recently, and even so, it's like it's still not the majority. So like, there has been for so long, like deeply driven into our society, the like black women being looked at as lesser or less beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Especially like darker skinned black women as like less beautiful. And so like it's so deep. And I will say like it affects everyone. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like I feel like you're finding, that's why for a long time, like perming hair. Now I'm not gonna get onto anyone who wants to perm their hair. Yeah. But like it's like black people essentially trying to ascribe to these Eurocentric beauty standards. And because of that, now you see that men as a whole or people as a whole are like, this is the beauty standard. So like black women obviously don't fit into this box. So they don't find them beautiful or whatnot. So then you have to, black women are looking to black men and be like, okay, I know you have a black home, black mother, you at least can find beauty in us. And so when the numbers already are against them, then those dudes go and black men go marry white men, it can feel frustrating because it's like, y'all were, I mean, and I don't want to speak for anybody, but it can feel like maybe like y'all were our hope or whatnot. And then like, cause we can't believe, I mean, obviously we know that society has already affected the white dudes, Latino, Asian, they have their own beauty standards and stuff like that. So they just feel like they get the short end of the stick overall.
And if we look at like globally, Eurocentric beauty standards, that's the standard. Like if you look at Vogue in any other country, it's the most European looking version of the person from that country. That's usually the one who's being hyped up. And so that's a global thing. I think something that's more specific to the black community is the idea of black women as being aggressive, as being loud, as being just like not feminine enough. And the reason that that's the case is because of that huge gap of black men. And so they're having to operate in the gap. They're having to operate as both the mother and the father. And then at the same time, I think this betrayal, you know, when maybe you all feel when you're walking around with your wives who aren't black, is that the black woman is saying, hey, society took my men away. I've had to step in the gap for my men and to be the mother and the father. And then society said that I am no longer attractive because I have to play both roles. And, you know, maybe you feel emasculated by that, but at the same time, this is it's a necessity for black families. And so then what society has made the black woman to be is no longer attractive. And so I think that's the hurt that's deep.
That is very deep. So what you're saying is that the black woman, because of a lot of like, even historically, like vagrancy laws or, you know, these different like war on drugs or just the way how the criminal justice system has deteriorated the black family, stealing away black men in unjust laws and trials and all that kind of stuff. The black woman has had to step into that role. Dang. I'm not trying to mansplain that or nothing like that. I'm trying to process. I'm just trying to process it as because that's a heavy fact and where even for myself, because I always say you got to understand the past to be able to explain the present. Like that makes a lot of sense as to where some of those I don't know what you call them, like what's the word for it? I don't know where some of those themes, caricatures of black women come from. So
and I think like that's something that we have to address. But we also have to like move forward with that. So the problem too is when and it's deep, but at the same time, if you're dating interracially, like go for it, do that. You kind of hit on it last episode was, you know, the bashing of black women who are going through this, you know, and if you're trying to supplement, you know, or justifying your relationship with, but see, because black women, they always like this, they always trying to go off at the mouth, they're always trying to, so that's where the problem lies too, when we're not addressing, or if you're stepping into an interracial relationship and not realizing all of the subconscious factors that got you there. You know, you're thinking like, this girl's just so beautiful, she's the most beautiful person I've ever seen. Well, like, why is that? Because, you know, something I can say that even just to be like vulnerable in my past relationships with white men, there were some issues subconsciously that I needed to work out that I didn't address going into those relationships. So I think that's important too. We can't just deny it all and say like, love who you love.
I think that's actually, man, you hit it on its head, and I appreciate you for being vulnerable and sharing. I think that gives a lot of people the perspective because, I mean, being black men, we can only speak to what it's like to be black men, but like being a black woman, like you live this, you know what I'm saying? You actually have to like process through some of these emotional hardships. But I remember being in college and just like so I had some like white homeboys that I'd be like, you know, like, hey, yo, like, you know, in college, everyone's trying to play matchmaker. Everyone's trying to find their like wives or husbands, depending on your circle. You know what I'm saying? And I'd be like, so what are you looking for? Man, like I want her to be funny. Okay, cool. Yeah. You know, I want her to love the Lord. All right, okay, cool. Yeah. I want her to, you know, take care of herself. Oh, yeah. I want her to, you know, all these different things. And then I remember there was a time I like suggested, like, what about this girl, black girl, and it's almost as if there's like a lens of like, oh, I mean,
he said, I prefer brunettes.
Yeah, you know, legit. No, but I'm like, hey, my homegirl got a brunette wig. Like, it ain't nothing.
I braided in brunette.
Like, she can get brunette, she can do blonde, whatever you want. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not.
If the hair color is the issue, that's not a problem.
We can get past that.
I go to Sally's.
But straight up, it's like almost as if they don't even see, you know, black women
as like a viable option.
Yeah, as like a viable option. And I can acknowledge how that could be painful.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like to not even be seen as like I too, like, you know, like you being like, I too am a woman. Like I too, you know, like all these different things, like, you know, and like I also had, so this is what I was talking about. I had a theory earlier, right?
Yeah.
So one thing I ran into, now this, I don't want to speak for all, like I'm not going to generalize, but I will speak specifically from my experience and what I ran into. Yeah. And like, this is a somewhat theory that I've come to realize. So because of society, right, that has black women being like doubly oppressed, if you want to call it that, you know what I'm saying, be women and black, you see at a very young age, black mothers like talking to their daughters like, look, you have to go get it for yourself. Yeah. Can't nobody get it for you. So that's why, I mean, bro, I got you. We have so many like, you can look on your, like a lot of your friends are like, black women are heavily educated. You know what I'm saying? Sure. Like they out here getting 3, 4, 5 degrees. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Straight up. Exactly. You know what I mean? Yeah. But they like are on the mindset of like, hey, like getting heavily educated, I have to get it on my own. No one's going to come get it for me. Right. And so they go with that mindset, especially into school. So around the time that I feel like their counterparts, their white counterparts, girls, they have the freedom to be like, oh, just marry rich or whatnot, or like they can focus on at an earlier age on the like aspect of being like, hey, I need to get like, so they're coming into college like looking for a husband, you know what I'm saying? Not that black women aren't doing that, but they come into college like, bro, whatever some of them are, whatever I major in is cool. I just need to find my husband because like my mom's done so and such, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, or whatnot. So it's a privilege because they're not like, they don't feel the weight of the world being like, if I don't get it, you know what I'm saying, that like no one else will for me. So they have like this whole thought space and mindset to like maybe be like more focused and like in the arenas of like, okay, I'm trying to get, you know, chose or like for find a husband. While black women in college are like, I am here to graduate.
Exactly.
I need to get
headphones in.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll be obviously in and so what I ran into was while I was dating, it was sometimes there were some black women, not all of them, but there were some black women who were like, look, I'm not really looking for trying to get married. Like I'm trying to like get my education and whatnot. And so while around those times, like their counterparts, maybe there's some black men or whatnot getting married, while it's a privilege for like the other white women to be just like putting themselves in positions to maybe be like sought after and get not say sought after, but like getting married. While like there's a lot of black women who are like really focused on like grinding and getting their own, and then after that it's almost like a space to be like, okay, now maybe, you know, like let's focus on like getting married. You know what I'm saying? Would you say that I?
Yeah. What do you think about that, Libby?
I think that's interesting because at the same time, I had plenty of driven white friends, white girls that were friends who, you know, we were studying together. We were pulling all-nighters together. Yeah. People were walking up to them, asking for them to remove their headphones and look up from their book and still ask them out on a date. And so I think it's really about like pursuit too at the same time. It's, true. I mean, I mean, we could do some statistics on like who's being like turned down and, you know, but I think it's valid. Yeah. I think it's valid because, you know, I wasn't thinking about marriage stepping into college. You know, I had to get a degree and get a job like that. That wasn't no game. Like, I'm not thinking about that. You know,
you wouldn't even think about getting married in college. I feel like a lot of white people do that.
You said 21. I'm ready for marriage. I'm like, wait, 21. 21.
I gotta go get a degree.
21.
Early adopters.
Exactly.
But so one thing that I think that we've hit on a couple times is just the aspect of pursuit. And I think that's a really strong thing, and even something to maybe like we can collectively, as a prophetic foolishness fam, like grieve over is how poorly black women have been pursued as a result of like beauty standards or these poor caricatures of black women as a whole. Especially, I can say in my life, I've seen different examples of that. Like you mentioned, Osagie, of where you would, your homeboy is looking for a spouse or something like that, and you bring up, man, like I know this girl, she's amazing, yada yada yada. You should ask her on a date, and it's a black woman, right? And they're just
So I'm busy that day.
Yeah, I'm busy whatever day you have set up.
It's like, nah, bro. I'm not into it, and they might be able to make up a billion reasons as to why, but really it's because she's black, and they probably never imagined themselves with a black woman.
Wow.
Now on the flip side, I would say for the black man, growing up, I did imagine myself with a black woman, with a Latina woman, with a white woman, and so I could see where there'd be a discrepancy where that would, as a result, lead to black women not being pursued. Because me growing up, I had a diverse perspective on who I was going to marry. But white men, I'm imagining, did not. They probably just only imagine white women, unless they have maybe something. I'm going with a point here, stick with it. But so that could lead to itself if there's more people pursuing this one race, like we'll see the fruit of that now.
Man, that's
and then the bad side about that is that a lot of our black sisters are left unpursued, further feeling unattractive or further feeling like they don't meet the standards of marriage and things like. What do you think about that, Libby?
No, I mean, I agree with that.
Yeah.
And because black men statistically are more likely to date outside of their race. I think it's like 24% of black men and 12% of black women. Googled it yesterday too.
24% of all black men
are likely to be in interracial marriages.
Interesting.
12% of black women. So, if there's double that, and then there's a third of the black available men, that's just, make it make sense. The numbers don't add up, so it's about availability too.
There's also mass incarceration plays into that, but
we won't that's true.
We won't go into that.
The prison industrial complex.
We won't go into that. There'd be more available black men if we
y'all let them out.
They weren't locked
up. They locked us up.
They locked them up. Hey, that's 100% true, man.
So that's a whole nother issue. But
I have a thought.
Go ahead.
Last week, on part 1 of this episode, we talked about, we went on a pretty long rant about being pro-black. Can you be pro-black and still marry outside of your race? Y'all had a week to think about it.
Hey, it's like an assignment, Krys. Teacher Krys, you had a week to think about it. I need an answer.
I need an answer.
The test is right now.
I know where I stand.
I've already spoken on this.
We don't.
I don't want to make it seem like here, Libby, answer all our questions. But we definitely want to hear your perspective. What do you think about this topic? Do you think you can be pro-black and not be married to a black person?
I think absolutely.
Yes.
Like being pro-black, especially as a black person, you are pro your own growth. And I think if someone comes along who isn't black, but you get along with them, you guys have the same values, you love them deeply, they love you well, they are pro-black too, and I think if you deny yourself someone who is for you, then I don't think that's pro-black. I think that is a whole nother level of not really loving yourself well, because I think you're denying and blinding yourself because of pigment and because of melanin. But I do think in order to truly be pro-black, you have to be fully aware of all of the things that go into that. So you have to be aware of the decisions that you're making. Why are you I just happen to be more attracted to this. I don't know what it is. I can tell you what it is. It's like, let's watch every movie you've ever watched. Like who's the love interest?
So that's not an excuse anymore.
No, it ain't an excuse.
It's just preference. I just have never,
I think racism can be hidden preference.
Absolutely. And so you can be pro-black. And I think that starts with being pro-aware, like pro-consciousness, and making sure that you are raising your level of awareness instead of just, having blinders on and saying like, you got on a Black Lives Matter t-shirt and you think that's what it is.
Man, so in the light of that topic, I definitely want to, on the higher end of things, as a black woman, okay?
Yeah.
For those of y'all who don't know, we use here Prophetic Foolishness, our podcast, to uplift, bring light, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, we talk about these things a lot. And so, Libby, you know, our good sis Libby, homegirl right now, is single. So Libby, as a single black woman, okay?
Yeah.
What do you want in like the man to pursue you? And those listeners out there, you know what I'm saying, we just gonna use our platform to use our platform. What are you wanting? No, for real, from any man. You know what I'm saying? What do you want? And maybe if you can speak, I don't want you to speak on behalf of all black women, but what are you seeking?
Yeah.
What do you want in like moving forward? How do you think you should be pursued well as a black woman? And just go, and you know what I'm saying? Put that out there, put it in the airstreams for people to maybe learn, you know what I'm saying? If there's my white brothers or, you know, my Latino brothers who've been scared, you know what I'm saying?
My Asian brothers.
Asian brothers, my bad, I didn't mean to forget you, you know what I'm saying? Like, Libby finna put y'all on game, you know, how do they, you know, feel like they can step into this arena, you know?
Yeah, no, I think that's a good question, honestly, because we are just like every other woman. You know,
that.
People really desire love. We also desire love.
Man.
We desire for people to state that they are interested in us. They want to get to know us. We also don't need, you know, someone. I love my browns. I love my chocolates. We don't need all that. You know, I don't need it. I don't need to know every type of dark chocolate that. You know, all I need to know.
My cup of coffee, girl. You
my Reese's Puff. Oh my, no, I don't need any of that. We just want to know that people want to get to know us for who we are. That you are for us. That you care about what we care about. And if it's just asking someone a coffee or tea or whatever y'all drink, you know, and really asking
IPAs.
Questions to get to know you. You know, you don't have to show me, you know, how woke you are or how down you are for the black. Your last girlfriend was black. I don't need to know all that. I just want to know that you are for me as a person, that you want to get to know me.
That's so good.
And that's
good.
really it.
Yeah, you don't want to be like.
And if you were over 6'3", you know, that would be a plus.
Hey man, so I ain't even gonna go back to the short men and tall women.
That's the whole team.
Let me do that part too.
Awesome, man. Well, man, I really just want to say thank you, Libby, for giving us a voice into this conversation from the black women's perspective.
Of course.
I'm gonna go ahead and say that we're not gonna bring on white men to get their perspective. Because frankly, I really don't care.
We've been getting their perspective for like 40
years.
Like
it's all over the media.
But yeah, man, that's what we're here for. Like we say this a lot at Prophetic Foolishness, man. Like we want to continue to have conversations, and hopefully this conversation that we've just had, you take into your conversations with your friends and family. Like, you know, maybe even asking your friends, like, have you ever considered someone who's not our race, you know, or have you ever considered more specifically a black woman or something like that?
Like what's informing your, like, why are you attracted to this person? Like what's your baseline for beauty standards?
Yeah, we really have to rip apart the Eurocentric beauty standards that we've been fed and like really start to uplift all women, but more specifically black women really well. I felt like I almost said all eyes, like that was like all eyes. Nah, we want to say black women matter. We want to uplift black women in this arena for sure. And seeing just like, man, we don't need to like, how do we just get them? Like they are people, and we want to make sure that they are sought after, pursued, uplifted in the ways that they deserve. So that's what this conversation was about, man. I'm glad that Libby definitely chimed in. Man, y'all make sure to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music. Share with a friend. Like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff, man. Libby, what's your social media so they can follow you and, you know, so if they want to shout you out and be like, yes, girl, you was talking. What you want? What's your social?
Okay, Instagram is at Libby Cleaves.
Okay.
That's it.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's it.
Instagram at Libby Cleaves. Y'all know where to find her. Man, we're excited to have you on the team, Libby.
I'm glad to be here.
Here's to a lot of growth, a lot of delicious dishes of discussion, and, you know, welcoming people to the family. Well, that's what we got for today, man. Libby, you ain't got to say nothing. This is just me and Krys. I ain't want to make it awkward. No, you good.
Yeah.
My name's Osagie.
And my name is Krys, and this is Prophetic Foolishness.
Peace.
All right.
You done. You can leave now.